check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the Jeremy Tumble Uncut Podcast. Right here from Seattle, Washington. It's your anchor who brings you the most intriguing people from Seattle, Washington. Today, I am humbled to have one of the most inspiring influencers here in Seattle, fashion consultant, stylish guru, and entrepreneur of sorts, an artist in all its forms. The man himself, a man about style, Mr. Richard Me Harry. Welcome to the show.
Hey, General Mutombo, thank you for letting me come on the platform.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. How's your day today? How summer's over, man?
Feeling good, looking good, smelling good.
You hear? Feel, smell, feel good. That's it. A man about style. Can you please introduce yourself to my audience from all over the world, who you are and what your values are?
Yeah, I am a lifestyle entrepreneur. I am the founder of amanaboutstyle.com, and I will teach you all things lifestyle and fashion.
This is Mr. Richard Me Harry. Where does the story of A Man About Style begin?
Man, it really begins in LA Fitness in Ballard. I met a friend who was a YouTuber at the time, still is. Now he's just at a larger level. But I was already going to a lot of events, and we had a conversation. He's like, hey, you should start a channel around lifestyle and fashion, and that's where it started.
A Man About Style. A man. There's a stylish man, men who love fashion. What is the name or the inspiration behind A Man About Style? What does it stand for?
Yeah, I mean, A Man About Style really is, if you've heard the expression, about that life. Mm-hmm. It's just doing everything, whatever that is, with style, whether that be, tipping, etiquette, how you maneuver through the world in a stylish way.
Ladies and gentlemen, A Man About Style himself is based in Seattle, Washington, right here. Did your journey begin in Seattle, or did you live somewhere else before you relocated?
No, yeah. So it definitely began, I got my dress culture from DC, where I went to college. Okay. I was dating a woman at the time who wanted to be a lawyer, so we went to a lot of events. Mm-hmm. So I had to dress a little better because I was wearing bum couture.
You cannot be here looking like a girls' team basketball coach.
Hey, for sure. So the response that I got as I started dressing better and never looked back.
A lot of people where they are right now, they had to have a really huge landscape in their career.
Yeah.
What was your first love when you came to choosing a path with money?
Yeah, no. So I went to school to be a funeral director, believe it or not. So I wanted to put the fun in funeral.
Put in.
But fell out of that. Ended up in marketing, and then marketing fashion just kind of became my passion.
What's one of the myths that people have with the funeral business that they don't know, but that they may be blinded by? Because my mother does not believe it's an actual business that people go to school. I mean, actually, today's the first day I know people actually get degrees for this. This is interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the biggest myth is that you can't just bury somebody anywhere.
It's special.
Yeah, it's a very specialized. It's recession-proof.
Correct.
For those of you who
are looking for recession
industry. Yeah, it's always gonna be there. So if something happens to me, I can always go back to that if I need to.
When you moved to Seattle, what are some of the things you wish you knew earlier before you began your journey with sartorial journey? What's some of the things you wish you knew before?
Yeah, just probably how lax dress culture really is. Mm-hmm. And that's just due to the industries that are in Seattle. Mm-hmm. But the beauty in that is if you're well put together, you can almost throw anything on and you're going to be fit in a business setting.
What's the importance of grooming in business, in lifestyle, and just in the world, especially for men? Why is grooming so important?
Yeah, I mean, just like your favorite, IG model. I'm sure she said something about hashtag self-care. But, it's going to make you, feel good. Like Dion says, if you look good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good, So it doesn't matter if, say you're a nurse who just wears scrubs every day, making sure that you're put together, your scrubs are
anything
ironed,
in uniform, yes.
That you put in that extra effort.
Correct.
Is going to be a thread throughout your life.
What's the importance of cross promotion? Because with your brand as well, I see you collaborate with a lot of people, but we're about to get to the collaborations.
Yeah.
What's the importance of cross promotion as a content creator to your brand?
Man, cross promotion is like the lifeblood because you're putting yourself in front of a different audience. You're introducing yourself or your brand, your service to people who might not know who you are.
Oh, beautiful. Now, do you get your inspirations to help people? How do you get juice to serve others? You know, you can pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
So where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh man, my peers a lot of the time. So some of my frequent collaborators or just people, articles I read, books, movies, all give me that extra
They give you some of that juice.
Inspiration.
So who are some of the brands? Because you worked with a lot of brands. When I saw your catalog. Your catalog resonates big. Mount Rushmore is everywhere, from Bentley to name some of the brands that you've worked with.
Yeah, for sure. So you definitely, you got Bentley, Mercedes.
Yes.
The Four Seasons. Locally, you have Nordstrom's. So Maker's Mark, Disaronno, the list goes on.
What are some of the things they look for when they're looking for content creators or influencers to work with? Because a lot of people, especially, people who are coming from where I'm coming from, who are trying to get into these brands, they don't know, do you write them emails? How do they find you?
Yeah, at this point in time, it's a little different now that I am, represented, but
You're signed.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I am
big time,
signed.
big up.
Shout out to Hefner Management.
Yeah.
But everything, find people through LinkedIn. Definitely write emails to, the marketing teams of brands that you want to work with. Tag brands. Those are all ways to get discovered.
When you're tagging brands, is there a certain criteria that you go for when you're captioning, when you're taking, or you just take a leap of faith and you just put it out there? And how do you plan your content on your IG or your social media?
Yeah. No, I want to tell interesting stories. So I pull from, things like SEO. These are just that people are searching for to find topics to talk about. Obviously, fashion or style, etiquette are kind of coming back as far as those soft core skills that people need but aren't really taught.
Now, as a content creator in Seattle, who are some of the influencers you've worked with who have inspired you through your journey?
Yeah, one of my frequent collaborators, the curator of Cool, is a big one. Laid Back Allure, like Anthony Jr., Tanoa Spencer, Terrence. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, Sydney from Gossip and Glamour.
Hey.
And of course, my, business partner, AOL Media.
When people are reaching out to collaborate with you, how would you prefer they do it? Or do you like the other, I find people on my inbox and they're just begging for a life raft. They just throw me. They're not giving me any value.
Yeah.
So how do you determine value when you're giving out value with people, micro-influencers like myself?
Yeah, no, if people approach me, I always prefer if you at least have a plan to, pitch me an idea. And even if we don't agree on that one, we can at least, figure something out together. But if you just approach me with, nothing, like, hey, let's work on a project, and it has nothing to do with what I'm doing or what you're doing, it's not really a collaboration.
Big up. You also have a blog.
Yeah.
A Man About Style. You have a blog. Now, you came from physically being in the presence of all this sartorial kings.
Yeah.
Now you're actually penning it down. What was the goal of a Man About Style blog?
Yeah, the goal is really just like a personal development tool. So that's why I'll talk about everything from dating to cooking to sartorialism. Those are all things, even books, all things that kind of make you a well-rounded individual.
The greatest demonstration of freedom is in expressing yourself when you step out, like the first impression.
Yeah.
Now, what dictates your style? Like what you got on today? People don't see the suit. See, ladies and gentlemen, you see what we have today? What do you got on? Like, what dictates your freedom today?
Oh man, so I dress, according to the weather, where I'm going that day, who I'm meeting, are all aspects that I will consider when I'm getting dressed.
As right now that the fashion landscape has shifted, we moved from those retro ties and rigid suits.
Yeah.
Where do you see the focus of fashion right now? Where are we heading?
Man, we're definitely heading more into Athleisure, for sure.
Athleisure. What's athleisure for people who are,
Yeah, athleisure is, you can wear sweats to work. Just make sure they're cashmere. Not really, but, well put together. Mixing elements that are casual and formal is athleisure.
Athleisure, like athletics and leisure. Athleisure. Hey, I've just made that word up.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. We're here at the African Excellist podcast, and we're here with our distinguished guest, a friend of mine, a man about style. You better Google him. I'm going to put the website on here, manaboutstyle.com. But I got some people who don't know we have shared heritage. Like, we have some backstory. Like, we go from way back. Now, where does the story begin outside the States?
Yeah, so I was born in Kenya, Africa, believe it or not.
Kenya, for those who don't know, Kenya is in East Africa. Have you ever, because, there's another wave right now, Afrobeat and all that.
Yeah.
There's a return to Africa where we have a lot of African-American brothers and sisters who are trying to tap into their roots back in Africa.
Yeah.
Return to Ghana, have you ever had a return to East Africa or, by any chance?
You can go watch it on my YouTube channel. But I went back about 4 years ago. I was there for a month and did a myriad of experiences there.
What was your highlight of your visit? What's the highlight of your visit in Kenya?
Yeah, Masai Mara was definitely a highlight. The food was a highlight. And then I also, met my birth parents for the first time on my trip.
That must have been good, man. I'm glad you had to touch base like that, especially from you who have roots back in Africa. I saw Ali, our friend Ali. Shout out to Ali, the realtor. He went to Africa. He was there. He didn't do the customary, the traditional take a picture like a tourist on top of a camel or an elephant. But we have to go next time you're going.
We're going.
When you came back, what are some of what changed? Is there any part of you that shifted? Did you have a different perspective of how you're going to approach your career? Or did you come back the same person? Because that's a different land.
Right. No. And I think whenever you travel, it always should enhance your worldview. And that's why I highlight those things in my content. But I just came back, more grateful, honestly, because my life could be totally different than it is right now.
What are the 5 must-haves for a man about style when he travels?
Oh man, you gotta have, at least a suit. You're gonna have, some smell good, so get you some good cologne. And honestly, that's all you need.
You're a great beacon of light when it comes to fashion in the city. Who are some of the people you've worked with and who have helped you get to where you are right now here in Seattle?
Yeah, so people that I've worked with, admire, and I think we covered, a few of those, but, my business would not be where it is, definitely without like Ill Will, my lead photographer and business partner for sure.
And in Seattle here, who are some of the people you want to work with, but you haven't crossed paths yet?
Yeah, yourself, so this is definitely, cross this one off the bucket list.
Okay.
So, you're up there, but I have been, blessed and fortunate to work with a lot of my peers in the area, so.
A man about style. Not only are you a blogger, but you're also a fashion consultant, which means a lot of people call you over the phone just to get your ideas for your services.
Yeah.
Tell us one crazy experience you had with a client off the top that shifted, even like, man, I had to step up my game. Either it was a great client or it was a worse client, but it shifted how you approached business.
Oh, man. I think, one of my favorite clients that I've worked with, he is a entrepreneur in the architect space, and he just wanted to do a complete overhaul, rebrand. So I helped him for a magazine spread that he was doing, and also just for his own personal branding. So that was a fun project.
You're huge. Personal branding.
Yeah.
When you're working with brands, different brands come to you. Do you sometimes take reject offers? Because people understand that in this field, like, as a content creator, you do have to take some rejections.
Yeah.
What makes you get to that level where you're like, I really would love the money, but this is not going to work out?
Just like any business, you got to make sure that it makes sense. Is it for your audience? Is it going to resonate with the audience that you have? Is it integrity of the brand that you're working with? Do you guys have the same values? And also, is the budget that they're trying to give you worth the time that you're going to put in?
When you're looking at a client and you're trying to give him like fashion tips,
Yeah.
What do you consider when it comes to especially women?
Yeah.
Because men, we've talked about men most of the podcast.
Of course.
Like if you had a lady client today,
Yeah.
and she needs your input, how do you go around it?
I mean, we're gonna go the exact same rules. Obviously, fits are gonna be different.
Correct.
Occasions are gonna be a lot different, and for a woman, there's a lot more options. So, those are just some of the differences between styling a man and styling a woman.
When we're looking at fashion, like remember Met Gala and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think that like we are evolving to a better? Because some stylists disagree. They think we're moving backwards.
Yeah.
Because we're bringing a lot of retro things back. It means
Yeah.
like we're running out of ideas. You think we're running out of ideas, or we are replaying classics?
I mean, fashion is always gonna be cyclical. So, we've lived some life, both of you and me.
Yes.
So now things like baggier fits are coming back, even though that was what was cool, when we were in grade school.
Yeah, it was. You
and
feel
then
like you're wearing the
fell out
same
of
thing
fashion.
twice in your lifetime. You're wearing it twice.
Yeah. So I think it's knowing how to incorporate retro and what is also out right now is what's going to make you, stand out as an individual who loves to dress.
Who are the 5 artists who are your top most listened to artists on your phone or your iPad or whatever?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I listen to a lot of Drake.
Drake is
a lot
good.
of Kanye.
Yeah.
I love jazz.
I love jazz too, man. Call for jazz.
Hispanic music, bachata.
Yeah,
salsa,
Sarajevo, where he go.
And of course, like Afrobeats. So that's probably what's on my phone right now.
What's your typical Friday night like? On a good day when you're not working, no gigs, you're done. No dates either. This is just your typical Friday. Describe a typical Friday night for us.
Yeah. Honestly, I listen to a lot of interviews, whether that be podcasts or just going on YouTube. Like one of my favorite interviews is with Warren Buffett and Jay-Z. So those are kind of things that I do or I read.
Like you said, read. I like that part. I think books are nutritional. I think just the way you feed your body, you got to feed your brain.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself continuously learning in the loop within your industry all this time?
Yeah. And I mean, just like any person just striving to be at the top of their industry, you got to do your homework, find ways to sharpen your skills, I'll watch my old content and see like, ooh, I want to change this, or next time when I create something, I want to try that. Jot down ideas, taking notes. Those are all things I kind of considering.
Dating.
Okay.
Single, dating. I want to just make sure before the next question comes in. Single, dating.
I mean, I'm single.
When you're looking for a date, what do you look for? Because I'm attracted to girls with big toes. I feel like they can save me from a fire. They're like dragon feet.
Yeah.
Are we on camera? Okay. All right. What do you look for in a girl?
Oh man, I mean, I love a good smile, even though I got a gap in my teeth. But mostly, I mean, I'm attracted to good energy. I love an ambitious woman. Those are probably a few things that stand out to me.
Ambitious, we have social media university. You gotta educate people. When you say ambitious, is it ambitious physically, like twerking on Instagram? Is it ambitious financially? Is it ambitious with your money? Or ambition? You gotta specificity.
Nah, I mean, ambition could be anything as far as just putting your best into whatever you're pursuing. That's ambition.
I'm gonna ask you a question off the top.
Okay.
What's your favorite meal in the world?
Oh man, chapatis, ugali is definitely probably up there.
Open bar. I've taken you to Bellevue. We're at a cocktail party.
Okay.
Open bar. What do you order off the top? Apart from the brands you're working with, they're paying you.
Yeah.
What do you order? What's your typical cocktail?
Man, Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
Frozen, regular.
Regular. You don't have to drink to have fun.
Hey, that's important. You don't have to drink to have fun.
Yeah.
And you don't have to finish to make sure you had fun.
Exactly.
When you're dating or you're out on a date, what are some of your biggest pet peeves on dating? There's another pet peeve we're going to come to.
Okay.
I don't like when people chew with their mouths open. I just feel like I see the window to your soul, and I'm not ready to see your soul yet.
Yeah.
What are some of your pet peeves when it comes to dating?
Oh man, if we're in a happy hour or dinner setting, I do pick up on how people treat the server. Is probably a big one. So just are they entitled? Do they care to know the server's name? Those type of things.
What are some of your biggest pet peeves in grooming in men? We're going to start with the pet peeves, and we're going to go to the importance of it. Because my biggest pet peeve, I don't know how people leave their house without socks. Like, I feel like as a man, like not having socks is a big risk. Like, you first of all, if you don't wear socks, I know your shoes stick.
Yep, that's probably
so. I know a lot of men don't even take care of their feet that well. No. So put those two together. That's a walking bomb. That's a walking tornado. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to men's grooming?
Oh, men's grooming. I mean, definitely try to take care of your nails. Like, women notice, men notice. You got to shake hands. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, that's where bringing you cocktail people first.
Yeah.
And what's the importance of grooming? Because I know a lot of people are in the industry, different industries that, looks to them are not that paramount. But the grooming, just the grooming part to self-esteem and mental health. What's the importance of grooming?
I mean, that's your body. You're going to live in it. That's where you live. It's your home. So, like, get a good skin routine. Even if you have decent skin, that means you're going to have good skin for longer. So that's probably, my biggest tip.
Are you a Christian?
Of course.
How's religion played a part in your overall growth or helping you just mature and grow as an artist, as a sartorial artist?
Yeah. I mean, since I have a faith belief system that is, I guess, based in Christianity, it just means I hope to operate in business with some ethics. So, I hope to impart that to the people I come across.
And I love that part of ethics, because when it comes to ethics, especially in the landscape we are in right now, there's a lot of people in the industry who have lost so much because of not respecting the workspaces, like dating within the workspace. Have you ever come into a situation where your involvement or a relationship with a worker, coworker, colleague was disrupted because some things were not ironed out at the beginning? I just say, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, if you want to date within the workspace, then you should go into it and consider these two things. If this goes south, am I going to be able to handle whatever that looks like?
Yeah.
And can the person that you're dealing with also handle the situation, or are they just going to, tarnish your reputation or your career?
What's the importance of all the males, all the men who are in your line of work? What's the importance of having discipline, boundaries when it comes to executing and collaborating with others that does not end up costing your brand's reputation?
Yeah, I mean, boundaries, just like any relationship, are important. You got to know, all right, what am I willing to do no matter what the check is, or what am I willing not to do? And does this fit my or your personal brand in general?
If you had a moment, a chance to have lunch with Kevin Samuels, off the top somewhere in Atlanta, what would you be talking about if you met him for just 30 minutes?
Oh man, I think I would definitely ask him about the journey of his successes, just so I could try to find a gem that I could apply, because it's always good to ask successful people how they got there.
How they got there. And if you had a chance to get $500,000 or have a dinner date, because you mentioned Jay-Z, with Jay-Z to get some knowledge, what would you take? What would be your option?
Man, I'm taking the money. Because Jay-Z might come and order his meal takeout, and I'm just sitting there.
Just looking.
But I believe if you are, money-wise, then you can flip it, and who knows, you might network your way into the same room.
Drake and Kanye West albums drop both. Who was your favorite album? Because I know you listen to both.
Yeah, no, definitely a fan of both. I think Donda was more experimental and better executed, even though it might be long. Drake gave us the same Drake, so if you're a hardcore fan, you're gonna like your favorite Drake, whether that be Afrobeat Drake or introspective Drake,
or Drake and Drake, or Latino Drake. He's still Drake.
Yeah.
Versatility.
Okay.
That's where we're coming to. That's what Drake is exercising.
Yeah.
What's the importance of being versatile in your line of work?
Oh man. See, I think where a lot of, influencers, especially in menswear, they think you just throw on a suit and like you're gonna be popping on the internet. And menswear is so much more than suits. CC, the curator of Cool, on that one.
Yeah.
So I will always try to give looks that are diverse. You don't have to look like all of them, but I want you to see like, oh, okay, how do you pull off overalls? How do you pull off a head wrap? You know, how can you, you know, wear a suit properly? You know, those are all things that I want to, you know, kind of portray in a
You're
different
an
way.
innovator in your own right.
Yeah, you can't be a one-trick pony.
In your line of work, when you're teaching people how to be stylish,
Yeah.
what's the importance of accessories?
Oh
On your
man,
suit, on your ties, look at you, see
it-
what you have on. Yeah, what's
for
the importance,
sure,
man?
you know.
You see what I'm saying? You see what's the importance though? Uh-huh.
Accessories make the look.
Yeah.
So everything from pocket squares to your watches to your tie bars, you should own them all, because that's just really gonna set you apart.
When you're talking about accessories, what are some of the stores that you pop in if you were to give somebody this is one of your free consultation today,
Yeah,
just one thing. What's some of the
absolutely.
places you can advise somebody who's beginning out, starting off, you know, from old 88 polos, now you're trying to help them. Like, what are
Okay.
some of the basic, like, you should need this
Yeah.
to accessorize for a basic day?
Oh man, as far as, you know, accessories, you know, definitely have, you know, a dark denim, you know, have a suit that is tailored. You know, tailored is the key word there.
Tailor.
You know, you could buy it from a thrift store if that's all you got.
Yes.
But you should get it tailored. If you can afford it, you know, definitely invest in something that has more quality and value.
When you went to Kenya, and did you have a chance to at least, did you meet anybody who understood your line of work? You do collabo anywhere over there? Or would you like to collab with somebody, people from out of the country? Because you have a lot of media, social media,
Yeah.
fashion creators. And I'm loving the ideas that are coming from TikTok.
Yeah.
That just, oh my God, the massiveness of the fashion world.
Yeah. And I guess while I was in Kenya, I was creating content for a nonprofit
Okay.
Maasai development project.
Yeah.
So that's why I was there for a month. But as far as there's so many out there, there's a lot of men in, you know, Houston, Dallas, excuse me, that I would love to collaborate with. You know, there's some Vancouver bloggers I'd love to beat. So those are a few.
Top 5 cities in the States that you love off the top. And whenever you have money, it's a place I'll just be going there for just a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta is definitely, I would prefer that over, you know, Vegas. Miami's fun. DC will always be a place that I frequent. New York and, you know, Scottsdale.
Macklemore just opened a big store here in Seattle.
Okay.
Bougie Boys.
Yeah.
Boogie
Boogie.
Boys.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him for it. But he opened a store, and I love the designs he has. He has this golf vibe,
Yeah.
golf course energy.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Would you ever want to try that and work with what he wants?
Yeah, no, Bogey Boys is definitely a fun brand, and, you know, who knows, I might see that coming
Macklemore, you heard the
soon.
message.
Shoot him a DM right now.
Shoot him a DM right now. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man about style. You can follow him. He has a blog out. He has the website out. You can check it out. He has a YouTube. Please plug in. But I have a surprise for you. A man about style is not only a style consultant or a lifestyle connoisseur. He's also an author. I heard you're working on something.
Hey.
All right, tell us, man. What are you working on?
Yeah, no, I definitely have a book coming, you know, dropping in the holiday season. We're not too far out. So stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man about style. I'm going to shoot you 3 more questions before we wrap this up. This has been a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Thank you again for taking time to share this with us. You're one of the most good-looking people we've had on this show. So you've already changed the game.
Hey,
Here in Seattle,
it.
Washington, you guys can tell the weather's beautiful. A man about style. If you had $1 million off the top for your brand,
Yeah.
somebody just dropped in your bank account,
Okay.
what's the one thing you'd want to do to your brand?
Oh man, I just want to tell, you know, bigger stories on and increase the production value.
one. A man about style. Thank you again for gracing us with your presence today at the African Excellist podcast. I have 3 quick fire questions for you before you leave us, brother.
Got it.
First one, if you had $1 million for your brand today, a man about style, where would you take it?
Oh man, I definitely would increase the production value. I would take you to different places. I would introduce you to more influential people that can enrich your life.
We have $1 million for you, but also if somebody dropped a big billboard for you somewhere in Seattle that's influential, that where everybody can read your message, what message would you have on that billboard?
Oh man, it definitely probably would say, live well, dress better.
Live well, dress better. Ladies and gentlemen, from the king of class here in Seattle, make sure you follow him again. The website of manaboutstyle.com will be available. It's available right now. It's on. Is it online? Is it online? One question. Okay. It's out of the topic a little bit, but what are your thoughts about adoption and how's adoption? You're adopted, right?
Yeah.
How's adoption helped you, shaped you as an entrepreneur, as an artist?
Oh man, it's definitely given me a unique story.
Okay.
And just for those looking to adopt or wondering what to do about adoption, I would say if you do it, it definitely saves lives. I'm a product of that. And if you have an adopted child, just make sure that they know their history, where they're from, just in case they want to connect with it in the future.
Absolutely. If there are women out there who have spouses who want to look good and sometimes they're shy to come out, what is the message you want to tell those women or those ladies when it comes to helping your significant other to groom?
Tell them to shoot me a message. And I can help them.
Okay. And the last question, the most important question of this whole podcast. If you sat where I'm sitting, and you had to ask me questions, what's one question you'd have asked yourself that I may have overlooked?
Oh man, it would probably be how much do you charge?
Ladies and gentlemen, you got the vibes. How much do you charge? A man about style. Make sure you reach out to him for all your fashion tips. And anybody who wants to listen to the biggest speech by a man about style, this is his Grammy. What's your parting shot for anybody who's looking at you like you're at Met Gala right now?
Oh man, just make a statement and once again, live well, dress better.
Live well, dress better. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an African Excellist podcast and we are thankful for you tuning in. Love you. Check out this podcast, subscribe, and we love you, man. Stay peaceful, stay classy, stay stylish.
Appreciate it.
Me.
A great date should have your personality hidden in the details. Remember, you can't connect with someone if they're connecting with a fake you. So leave the posturing at home. Cherish the responsibility of choosing the activity, the company, and the setting. You never know, this could become your reality. Well, at least the sentiments. With the ingredients of ambiance and aesthetic, one can create an environment of romance. A moment that she will remember long after, even if you aren't the one. You don't need a suit. Just make sure to wear a smile. And if you do it right, it won't matter how the bill is paid. Besides, she doesn't need you for a free meal because at the end of the day, we all just want something real. In the off chance you take a now, make sure the food's good.
Yes, Father Confirm. My name is Foxy P and I'm the founder of the African Princess of Comedy Tour. This year, we've decided to do the For My People Tour, particularly to help African restaurants all around the US bounce back after the pandemic. It's something important. If we don't do it, nobody else will, and we've taken it upon ourselves. So we need your help. We need your support. How can you help us? Go to our website, africanprincessofcomedy.com, click on the donate button, and help us by any amount you can do. Also, if you have any restaurants in your neighborhood that you believe should benefit from this, remember I said it's a free event to the restaurants. We're going to give them free day of sales, so they're going to sell a lot of food, a lot of drinks. They keep all of that money. They're going to get a lot of exposure based on the fact that we have about 5 million followers on Instagram alone. And guess what? The goal is to bring people from other ethnicities, other cultures to come and enjoy our rich African culture and heritage from the food that's going to be served on that day. So it's bigger than being a comedy show or a comedy tour. This is something we're doing to impact the lives of our brothers and sisters whose businesses were significantly impacted by the pandemic. And I know you can help us.